I now call Baroness Fox of Buckley.
These regulations present me with a quandary, my lord. I look at the arrangements for abortion that these regulations allow for women in Northern Ireland with some envy. The unconditional access to terminations pre-12 weeks, a more liberal approach overall that effectively decriminalises abortion. This goes beyond the 1967 abortion law, and many of us who have argued over the decades for full reproductive rights for women would want such arrangements extended to the whole of the UK. Conversely, the position for women in Northern Ireland previously, when abortion was only legally permitted in very limited circumstances, was highly prescriptive and led many women to fear stigmatisation and criminalisation for decisions made about their own bodies, a fundamental tenet of women's freedom. The more recent problems created by non-functioning assembly, forcing women to have to travel for abortions or to see to term unwanted pregnancies, was intolerable. So I understand the justifiable argument for intervention while the power-sharing agreement was not functioning and women in Northern Ireland were effectively left without access to abortion services. But, and it's a big but, we now have a functioning Northern Irish Assembly, and while abortion is a devolved matter, something I prefer it wasn't, but it is, the imposition of these regulations by Westminster decree without consent, indeed in flagrant defiance of a rejection of these regulations by democratically elected Northern Irish politicians, is an obvious flaunting of democracy. Even where there are concerns about delays in commissioning services by the Assembly, why has the Secretary of State got such sweeping powers when we don't even know when they'll end? This is made worse by the sensitivity of the issue. Votes on abortion are rightly recognised as a matter of freedom of conscience. I do not agree with the concerns raised by the noble Lord Shinkin that post-24-week terminations represent any threat to the rights of the disabled, but I defend his right to put these arguments, and I acknowledge that this is a morally charged question. So a tone-deaf breach of an already strained devolution agreement on this issue does nothing to win the arguments for more liberal abortion arrangements in Northern Ireland or tackle the hard arguments. I would urge women's rights campaigners and citizens of Northern Ireland to put their energies into winning public support and a popular mandate for changes in the law in the importance of women's bodily autonomy. For Choice campaigners to support a UK government deploying procedural chicanery that gives the Secretary of State unprecedented powers to expand abortion services seems to me to be cheating politically, counterproductive and anti-democratic. And by the way, 90 minutes to debate women's rights or Northern Irish devolution seems to be insulting to both.